Hope you guys are all having an excellent weekend. Here is our weekly watch list video. So, getting things started, going to be breaking down QQQ here, which is simply going to be a market ETF. Let's start from doing a top-down analysis. So we're going to be starting here on the daily, and actually we could start on the weekly first, then the daily, and then into shorter time frames. So what we see here from the market is this has turned into a higher low. We break this structure, confirming that last week was a higher high on the market. Now, where do we head from here? From the weekly chart, for me, the best setup would be longs over this 49368 area, or puts below 47942. So we'd use this candle's low and this candle's high for more direction, because we got such a narrow bar here that it's kind of an indecision candle. Do we come up here and form a potential lower high off of this area right here? Or do we just continue after making a higher low here off of this move and then come up and tag these highs here? Next week should give us a lot more clarity as to what is more likely to happen. And again, from the daily chart, when we look at this, this is an extremely weak gap. So we get this gap up, and then we get this big wick here. So in theory, you should have seen upside in price from this wick here that holds support and retest this prior area right here. But what happens is we gap into the middle of this range, and then we just sell off completely again. So more than anything, this is looking weak. However, if we can hold 48626 and get back over 49368, I think we put ourselves in room up into 499.51 and then this 503.07 area. So watching that, we are retesting this prior structure here. So if you look at this rejection and you look at these two rejections, we are retesting this structure here. And if this is strong, this should hold up here, and then we can get a daily move that looks like this, and then a follow through later in the week up into this 499.51 area. Shorts are going to be on watch below this bar's low here. So 47942 into 47728 and then 46939. That is going to be the short thesis this week. Apple is going to be the first one, and this all stems from the weekly. When you look at this weekly, we confirm this higher low, we make a new high, barely, and then we put in that narrow bar, that resting bar, for that weekly 3-bar play. So for me, looking at that, for structure over 22897, I think we can come up and trade back into this reject here. So 23293. So as long as we're over 22897, then I think that puts us on the table for 23293, 235.58, and then these all-time highs here, which would then make this a higher low. As long as we can get over this pivot high right here, then it would be in a new higher high for that trend continuation move to the upside here this week. And even going into a shorter time frame, we got this gap up, and then we sold, and then we came and rallied, forming this double top right here. So if we can clear this and then get through this double top right here, I do think we have room to rally. We are forming a series of 15-minute higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And this structure is looking nice if we can get that move over 22897 this week. The second one is going to be Tesla. This one, to me, just really looks like it wants higher. So we got this gap up and sell, and then all of a sudden we put in this inside bar, but close on strength. So relative to the market that sold off and had a red bar that looked somewhat like this, all of a sudden Tesla's doing the opposite, and we're putting in a green bullish momentum bar here. 260.62 puts us longs on the table with room up into these 52-week highs here. I think that is possible. We are in this trend here, this shorter term daily trend. And I think on this failed breakdown, as long as we hold its high in 260.62, it puts us on the table for the move up into these higher targets here, and then those 52-week highs. When we also go into the weekly, you can see we're forming a nice cup and curling pattern here. We failed that breakdown here, inside bar for that 3-bar play, and then a strong bullish momentum bar here last week. So looking for this to continue higher and tag these 52-week highs up here this week. And then The last one, NVIDIA has been on watch for a while. We triggered this weekly 3-bar play, which if you're using this as your entry and your stop off the weekly, we got a decent move up into 126.79. But from the daily is what I want to see. If we can come down and retest this structure here and confirm this as a higher low, get back over 124.14, I think it puts us on the table to retest this structure up into 130 and then 135.81. So it would be that daily higher low, retesting structure and confirming it wants to go higher on both the weekly and the daily. I hope this video helps, guys. If it found it valuable at all, if you could please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. Feel free to check out more of our videos for more of what we look at, what we trade, and so on and so forth. I hope this video helps, and I hope you guys all crush it this week. Thank you.